Hello, Ian here from Dark Billy's Workshop. Welcome back to the second part of the display board build. Let's get on with it. Okay, so onto the roads then. I use Vallejo's dark blue grey for this. And it's good to get a big brush. Just a normal DIY store job. Quite a few drops in there. And a drop of water as well. Not quite 50-50. And we'll give that a mix. And hopefully we'll have enough for the whole road. Because it's been primed already, you don't have to give it a thick layer as such. So that's why I've added quite a bit of water to it. And we'll see how it's not flowing very much, so I'll add some more water. So we're up to about 50-50 now. Just applying it to the board. Try not to get any on the pavement because you'll lose that variation that you created with the prime. So this may take a couple of coats, so I won't bore you with that. We'll come back when it's dry. So moving on now with the board, I've got dark blue grey mixed with some heavy blue grey, and I'm going to get rid of the excess off my brush and just dry brush the board. Just build it up slowly rather than put too much on your brush to start with. It'll just look a bit silly. So build it up. So you start to see the texture. Okay, one done. I've added more of the heavy blue grey into the mix. That's going to get the road progressively lighter. Again, just take your time getting these highlights on. Doesn't matter so much if you get a streak because that'll be the direction of travel anyway. Now if you look at roads, you will see a dark stripe going down it and a light stripe from the tyres and the exhaust fumes. So this is what we're going to try and create on the road. So I'm going to carry on adding more of the heavy blue grey to the mix, and I'll keep going until I'm happy. Alright, so that's the end of the last pass where I use pretty much pure heavy blue grey. So we're ready for the stripes now and the road markings. So for this part of the board we're going to be doing a crossing, and thanks to Multiverse Games they've got a template set that you can buy. So I ordered a couple of buildings and this came as a freebie, so thanks very much to the team over there. I've got quite a few of their kits now and I can't recommend them enough. So the crossing is going to go this way obviously. and I've got my trusty stipple brush, and all the white lines are now to do with Off-White by Vallejo, and I'll be stippling just to get that worn effect, rather than, I don't like painting road markings at all unless they're super fresh, which doesn't really fit with the vibe of Gotham and my board because everything's grimy and dirty. So I figured we'll stipple it on so it looks as though it's been there for a while, in need of repair. You're probably thinking I haven't got enough of a template to get across the board, but I'll show you what we do now. Once I'm happy with the amount of paint that I've got on there, I'll just add bits here and there till I'm happy. So I'll just remove a template and I'll just match it up about there. I've gone in two, so I'm checking that everything's in a straight line. Right, perfect. So I'll carry on with this. So I've masked off the double yellow down the middle, so obviously that is in exactly the middle of the road, and then I've just guessed it either side. So I'm going to be doing a stop sign here, so the stop will line up, there'll be a gap, then a white line, then a stop sign, so I want the yellow line to stop about there. So I'll just mask that bit. Oh no, it goes up to the white line, doesn't it? So I'll stop it just. That's about right, isn't it? Yeah, so that's going to be the double yellow. And we do the double yellow with a mix of Avalanche Sunset and Iriel Yellow. So just like the white road markings, we're doing exactly the same. We're going to stipple it on with the stipple brush. I'm trying to remember where I got this brush. I've been searching the internet. I think it was SAA Art Supplies or Jackson Art Supplies. Have a search for stipple brush. It's really handy to have one of these if you're doing this kind of work, especially if you're doing rust and stuff like that. So it'll probably take a couple of coats because it's a dark underneath the yellow. It doesn't Doesn't take very well to the dark grey beneath it, so a couple of coats, a couple of passes. And try and go heavier in patches, just to get a little bit of variation really. It's not going to be a uniform colour all the way along the line. So I'll carry on and I'll come back when it's dry. So once you're happy that you've got as much paint down as you need, it's just a matter of peeling it all off. This is the best bit. There we go, double yellow line. So moving on to the stop sign, as you can see I've masked off as much of the board as I can because with the airbrush it just goes everywhere. So I'll zoom in and we'll crack on. So I've got off-white in my airbrush, and you might think I'm controlling the space where I actually apply the paint, but it is surprising how far it spreads. So that's why I've masked off as much as I can. The lettering's too narrow to use the stipple brush to be effective, so that's why we're using the airbrush. And just blowing air through now to dry things off to go for a second pass. And I think we're ready, so pull black on the trigger. There we go. Flip it round. And concentrate it at this angle now to catch the other side, just in case I've got any shadow areas. All done. Okay, onto the road markings. I have masked off, I'm going to do the white lines at the side of the road now. I've masked off with this white stuff. It's not as good as the yellow masking tape because it's more plasticky and I don't really like it, and it's not as adhesive as the other stuff, but we'll make do for now. And it's the same deal. Stipple on. Again, I'm using off-white for this. Let's get rid of the excess. That's just a case of going all the way around the board now. So I'll just do this section and we'll remove the tape and you can see the effect. I've desperately been trying to find this stipple brush that I'm using online, but I've had no success yet. But if I do find one, I shall post a link in the comments so you can order one if you want to, because they are very handy. Okay, so I'll remove the tape. I've missed a bit there. Oh no. Right, I'll reapply the tape. And I shall make that. So I'll add the tape there. Make sure I line it up properly. Just add that bit, and then I'll remove this piece to go across there. I'll fill that gap. So hopefully this time we've got a decent line. There we are. Happy with that. Right, I'll continue around the board with the other lines, and I think that'll be the end of the second episode. When we come back for the third one, we'll move on to the weathering of the pavements. So we'll see you soon.